You work so hard to be the best parent you can be, and the love you feel for your children is immense. So it can be disappointing and even shocking when your children come home from school and complain that they hate the food you're making for dinner, or even worse, that they hate you. Or your toddler's daycare workers may say that your child is a delight to care for all day, but when they get home, they're sullen or even intentionally break your rules or push your boundaries. You wonder, what are you doing wrong to cause this behavior? But in many cases, it actually shows that you're doing something right, in that they know you love them unconditionally and it's safe for them to take out their frustrations on you, and you'll still be there for them. Nonetheless, you don't want to condone that type of behavior. Today, we'll address how to deal with 3 types of these situations when they occur, as well as ways to help prevent them from occurring in the first place. This way, you can still support your child without encouraging unwanted behavior. Our first example is when your child walks through the door after school and either asks what's for dinner or comments on the meal that they observe being made. Instead of a brief comment of approval or appreciation, the comments are often derogatory, such as, "Meatloaf again?" or, "You know I hate Brussels sprouts." You know that they would never say that at a friend's house, so you wonder why they won't offer you the same consideration when you put so much effort into making sure that they're well fed with nutritious meals. Again, the answer is that they feel safe with you. If they said that at a friend's house, they know that they might never be invited back. Deep inside, though, they know that you will always feed them and take care of them in spite of their unkind remarks. So let's break it down. Why does it happen? They come home after a long day at school where they have to conform to the wishes of teachers and put up with the behaviors of other students. When they get home, they want everything to be just perfect. They likely were envisioning endless pizza for dinner, and instead they got meatloaf or Brussels sprouts. You're thinking of the children who would be so grateful to have a hot meal for dinner when food is scarce. But fortunately, this isn't a concern for your children. However, arriving home hungry or tired can make a derogatory comment far more likely, as they've used up all of their patience at school. What do you do in the moment? You promptly let them know that in your household, it's unacceptable to degrade the efforts of another person. You've worked hard preparing a meal for them, and if they don't like it, they don't need to eat it, but they certainly shouldn't make you or anyone else feel bad for their efforts. I have a full video on truths and myths on dealing with picky eaters, which you can watch by clicking here. How do you help prevent the response in the first place? Recognizing that they'll be hungry the moment they walk in the door can help. You can have a healthy snack, such as apples or yogurt, available to them as soon as they get home. Another helpful tip is to have them help decide the week's menu with you. Creating a list, shopping together, and even performing some of the food prep together can not only help them develop a useful life skill, but also make them more likely to want everyone in the family to like the meals that they helped plan and prepare. The next situation they do around you, but not others, is that they melt down for no apparent reason. If your child is a toddler just getting home from daycare, it could be an actual meltdown. If your child is a teen or tween, they may burst into tears or storm off to their room and slam the door. So why does this happen? Meltdowns happen when your child is so overwhelmed with their emotions that they literally no longer can control them and may burst into tears or scream. It is frustrating to have them occur around you when they're so well behaved at school, but you need to keep reminding yourself that it is because they know they have your unconditional love that you often end up with the bad behavior. What do you do in the moment? The key is to let them get control over their own emotions. Until the meltdown's over, they won't actually be able to hear what you have to say anyhow. There is a difference between a tantrum and a meltdown, and this is a subject that warrants its own video, which you can view by clicking here. This will address how to deal with each when they occur. How do you prevent the meltdown from occurring in the first place? As with other undesired behaviors, meltdowns are more likely to occur when your child is hungry, tired, or both. Be sure to have healthy snacks available right when they walk through the door. And be sure they're getting the opportunity for 8 to 10 hours of sleep each night. Reading quietly in bed before sleep can help them wind down from the day, but avoid screens or blue lights in their bedroom. When they first come home, give them a little space rather than an onslaught of questions about their day. Although your questions may be coming from a place of genuine interest and love, They may be just enough to tip the scales to a meltdown after your child has spent the entire day answering questions, often in high-pressure situations. Once they've had a few moments to recharge, they may be eager to share the events of their day during the family dinner. The third situation is when you set a boundary that they don't like, such as not being allowed to visit a friend whose parents aren't home. They may say that they hate you or call you stupid. They may also say that they wish their friend's parents were their parents if their friend doesn't have the same boundary in place. What do you do in the moment? What you don't do is call them a name back. Instead, you calmly tell them that while it's okay to be angry or disappointed by your rules, it is not okay to verbally attack you or call you names. You explain that they need to speak to you respectfully, and you outline a specific consequence that you'll follow through on if they speak disrespectfully again, such as a week without screen time. Don't make a threat that you know you won't follow through on, such as threatening to cancel your trip to Disney World that they've been looking forward to for months. When they say that they would rather have a friend's parents than you, don't say, "Fine, go live with them." You explain why you have that specific rule or boundary in place so they can hear that it's coming from your concern for their safety and well-being. How do you help prevent this situation from occurring in the first place? Always speak respectfully to your child, no matter what the situation. They should also be able to observe you in day-to-day life, interacting respectfully with other people, even when the other people may not be showing respect. You can also have a talk with them when it's not in the heat of the moment. In this talk, you can review that all of your boundaries and rules are out of concern for the health and safety of your child. They can bring up rules that they feel may be excessive, and you can review whether they truly are excessive and make concessions if they are. If they are not, you can explain what the dangers are that you're trying to avoid. In this way, you're treating them with respect by taking the time to review your decision-making process with them instead of simply proclaiming that it is because you are their parent and you know what is best for them. It can be disheartening when your child's actions toward you are disrespectful or even hurtful when you know that they would never act that way toward people outside your immediate family. However, this is actually a sign that they are so secure in your unconditional love for them that they're able to relax around you after a long day. Nonetheless, they still need to treat you with respect, and by enacting the tips that we reviewed, you may be able to prevent that behavior from occurring in the first place. They are allowed to have their feelings, but they must express them in a manner that's respectful to you. And by letting them know why the rules and boundaries are in place, you're showing them the same respect, rather than just saying, "because I said so." If you found this video helpful, please check out other parenting tip videos on this playlist based on my 33 years in practice as a family physician. And please share them with friends or family that you may think would benefit from them as well. Thank you.